Welcome to the Regulated Babes podcast, hosted by Empowered Wellbeing. This is a space for real, honest conversations around healing, nervous system regulation, spirituality, and self-development. Each episode is designed to support you in slowing down, reconnecting with your body, and rebuilding from the inside out. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's begin. Welcome back, babe. If you've been listening along through this series that we've been going through, we've talked about uncertainty and how the body responds to global change, life transitions, and how to build inner safety when the world feels so unstable. Today, we're going to be closing this series with something simple but deeply important. The biggest thing, what most of us want to know, how to move forward without having it all figured out. Because for many people right now, the hardest part of uncertainty isn't what's happening around us, it's the pressure to know what's next. And if I'm honest, sometimes we don't know what's next. Sometimes we don't. And even as we're getting into this episode, the message I am just being told to tell you guys is to trust the unfolding of it all. And even when we don't know what's around the corner, and sometimes it can shake us to our core, right? It is knowing that we are always saved, that there's a supportive energy that's here to walk with us, to guide us. So even in uncertainty, when we don't know, the best thing we can do, there's just a simple prayer, and it's just to order my steps. I ask you to order my steps each and every day, that every step that I take, it is guiding me to my next chapter. And there's going to be one day, in one of those episodes, we talked about walking in the murky water of life. And there's going to get to a point as we're continuing to walk through that muddy water, we're going to walk up to a hill. And really, what I see as I'm giving you this explanation are beautiful flowers. That it's unfortunate we have to walk through this murky water, but in that is teaching us some things. It is refining us to be something far more greater. It is creating strength and tenacity into each and every last one of us, including myself, even as I record these episodes. It even empowered me because you're not alone in your season of uncertainty. You're not alone in your season of transition. But what I know is that I have the fortitude and I have the ability to continue to walk through. I can remember going through my divorce, and that was one of my seasons of uncertainty, and I did not know which way I was going or which way to turn left. I didn't know unconsciously I was trusting my own inner guidance. And it led me to something beautiful. It led me to see parts of the world that I probably wouldn't have never saw. But I had to go through that tough season of transition and retransformation. And in all honesty, that retransformation, it led me to this space where I can speak clearly to you now. I can show up in this space now because that season of transition of uncertainty, when I did not know what was next or what was going to happen, it refined me and it created another version of Latanya. And although I did not have it all figured out, unconsciously, I was trusting my own inner guidance during that season. And I've created a beautiful life. But I also know too that I am on the other side of creating something more that's more regulated, more that is within my wheelhouse of where I'm supposed to go. So even in my own uncertainty, I share this too as I'm navigating things as well. And I know that on the beauty of this is going to be something very beautiful. So I say that, and I also want to remind you, we live in a world that values certainty, clarity, and quick answers. It's a microwave society. Like this last decade, we've lived literally in a microwave society. We live off of instant gratification. And we're getting ready to enter into a space. There will no longer be instant gratification. And I want to remind you that. So when life feels unclear, many of us turn that uncertainty inward and make it mean something about us. I should know what I'm doing. I should be further along in this journey. I should have it all planned out by now. But here's the truth, babe. Not knowing doesn't mean you're stuck. It means you're in between, and that is okay. Is that's the messiness is okay. And in the between, it's not a failure state, it's a transition state. Your nervous system doesn't need answers as much as it needs safety while you wait. Again, we live in a microwave society. I remember it's being in the waiting room. And you got to trust the season of the waiting room and stop wanting to rush everything. Sometimes you can rush things so prematurely, you end up in something that you will regret later on. And I see it happening in so many people's lives. You're constantly forcing, you're constantly rushing. There's an appointed time for everything. I want to remind you again, there is an appointed time for everything. When we rush clarity, the body often resists. You might notice procrastination, fatigue, hesitation, or even anxiety when trying to force decisions too quickly. That's not laziness, that's wisdom. The body knows when it hasn't integrated enough yet. I want to remind you of that. Your body knows when it hasn't integrated enough yet. Sometimes the most regulated response to uncertainty is not action. It's allowing yourself to stay present without forcing movement. As always, let's pause for a brief grounding moment. If you're driving or doing something that requires your full attention, I suggest coming back to this later. You can simply listen for now. For everyone else, let's gently bring our attention to our bodies. Notice where you're supported right now, the surface beneath you, the steadiness holding you. Let your breath be natural. If it feels comfortable, take a slow inhale through your nose and a longer exhale through your mouth. That exhale is always your reminder. I do not have to rush this moment. Even now, your body knows how to stay with you. Moving forward doesn't always mean big decisions or bold steps. Sometimes moving forward may look like just staying consistent with a general routine, choosing regulation over urgency, letting your body rest without guilt, listening to what your body is ready for and what it's not. Progress during uncertain times is often quiet, and I want to remind someone that progress over perfection is way more better. And that doesn't make it any less real. You are still becoming, my love, even when you're not certain who you're becoming yet. Just trust to know that there is a force that is guiding and protecting you through all of this. If you take anything from this series, let it be this. You don't need to have everything figured out to be moving in the right direction. You don't need certainty to be worthy of support. You don't need to rush your healing to prove anything. Your pace is valid. Your body is wise. You're allowed to take one moment at a time. If you like support practicing this in real time, be sure to check out our weekly drop-in somatic nervous system reset virtual sessions. They're gentle, supportive, and a space to just slow down and just breathe and tune out the outside world. Their space is to reconnect with your body and build steadiness, especially during uncertain seasons. Thank you for listening to this series. Thank you for choosing to stay present with yourself. Even without all the answers, I want to remind you that you're still moving.